one. I just don't like to play them, if that makes sense. I hate playing against Freyas and Sojourns and Ventures because I feel like they're cheap and they're easy, and therefore I don't like them. Kind of same with Kiri, if I'm being honest, but this one I play Kiri. Okay, do you want me to review your Kiri then? Are you... Oh, there you are, Speculatus. But yeah, see if you can find that other one too. Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now. Why are you on this high ground? So, this position was great to hold when there was a 6v6 comp because you would play the choke as like a team, right? But because there's one tank, most of the time the fight is going to be scooted back, right? The fight's going to happen like more in this freaking... How do I hang on, I still am learning everything. Sorry. It's going to happen more in this area. So being on high ground isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you're open yourself up to everyone just shooting your head. And you're a Kiri. You don't need to be on the high ground. You could easily sit next to you take off angle. That's the whole thing is Kiri. You have teammates back here. I don't know why you're not with them. I know because you think you're main support, but you just TP to him and heal him. So you can play back there with them and get some headshots behind them before they even know what happened. Or you could be playing essentially right next to him and just spamming choke. This isn't terrible. I don't want to say like it's not a bad positioning, but if they have a Widow or a Zen, like your head is gone. You get what I'm saying? I'm a staunch cast Soj Freya Mercy hater, so I understand. Yes, understand. It's fine to start here low key. Well, to agree to disagree. Okay, I'll see. Oh, so they're doing the sim strat. Not a bad strat by them. But do you see how you didn't really get any value off of that? You didn't get any value. Okay, good TP away. You don't necessarily need to cleanse, but I know you wanted to keep your health up, so that's fine. Okay, killing TP, that's fine. I don't really think it's necessary at this point because they're not on it. This is fine. There's not anything for you to... Okay. There wasn't really anything for you to do right there. You kind of just had to wait them out. I would not recommend climbing up there and doing this only because you're inside their entire team. If you are, go... Do I have free cam? Hello? Can I move? There we go. Climb up from over here so you can just ding 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 down the hallway. Climbing up to their face is a little silly. Just because they're gonna... Even if they're not trying to hit you, they're probably gonna hit you. Living and healing key is OP. Yes. You do drop... Okay. I was afraid of having TP too early and getting caught out. And that's totally fair. Like, there's some times where it's like, you have to just make the call in the game. So that's why I said, I don't want you to think that you did something bad. It's just like, you have people back there, so it makes a little bit more sense. But, you know, it's okay. Okay, hang on. Let's find you again. Okay, so there is a Widow. Okay, good cleanse. I think you're lucky the Widow didn't shoot at you. You were kind of out in the middle for a little bit, but I know you're trying to get over, so that's fine. That's why. Where did it go? That is my only fear with that TP. Is that this is hard because you have a Lucio. It's a little bit hard because your Lucio's kind of doing silly goose things. Your tank is on the ground and can't help you guys, and that's also part of the problem. Is that they just kind of took the high ground from you, and it's really hard for you to get back. I know you wanted to help your Sojourn, but at this point you have to just kind of play safe and wait for them to drop to point because you going up here, as you saw, is just going to get you killed. You use TP to get up here, essentially TPing into their team. I know you want to help the Sojourn. The Sojourn needs to drop. Y'all just are going to have to sit and wait for them to take the point. It's not the ideal situation, but there's no way for your tank to get up there. And you, again, just TPing to someone to face them head on. Now you don't have TP. You can't get out. So, and that's okay. That's what I said. I don't want you to feel like this is not... We all make mistakes in game. You saw me make them. We all do it. Even the pro players make mistakes. This is just trying to train your brain. Because see right there, your Sojourn can get away. You can't. And now your tank's just kind of left by himself. Now, they did a really smart thing by TPing up there and taking your high ground. That would have been really hard for you guys to come back from anyway. But when they have the high ground and your tank can't engage, the best thing you can do is just kind of move as a team and try to get some better positioning. You guys could have moved down. Oh my god, I don't know how to click anything. You guys could have moved down to where that angle is, where it curves around the back of the point, and waited for them to drop, and that way you would have been hiding. They couldn't kill you from high ground. And they have to drop, and therefore they're out in the open, and now you have the cover. Does that make sense? You're praying to help her get a magic pick. I understand that. I understand why you did it. At that point, you just can't, though, because the Sojourner's not thinking about you. Rarely are you going to have a DPS that thinks about their supports, unfortunately. Okay. You got out. Great pick on the Ana. Good job. Good job. You're playing cover. You're helping your team out. You guys had a... Not really anything you could do there. You got jumped. You were looking to TP. It's okay. I don't think you really did anything wrong there. You did your best in that situation. You guys like have no downtime. What kind of scrim is this? You guys are like, you're like, oh, you're spawning immediately. That was a great attempt at a retouch, though. It really was. Why does it keep doing this? Why won't it just let me spectate you the way I want to spectate you? There we go. I don't know why we're climbing a wall. It wasn't really a need to do that, but okay. Okay. Stop TPing to your Sojourner. You gotta just TP to them when they're low. Because I almost feel like you're just wasting TP. Now, nothing came of it that time. It was fine. But it just feels like instead of being able to TP back to your tank and help them, you're kind of just wasting your TPs on your Sojourner who's not doing anything. And that's another thing. Your tank shouldn't have been in the back line, quite frankly. But that's another thing, is like, sometimes you have to decide who's putting out more value on your team and who to help. You just joined the team. Got you. I just mean like you're never, like it doesn't take you 12 seconds to respawn. It feels like you guys are respawning automatically. So I was just wondering if like respawn time was off. But why do you want the high ground there? For what purpose? You have a Sojourner who's just gonna take your head off. You want the high ground there when they're closer and it hurts them to look up at you. But right now you're just giving them free shots at you. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so your Sojourner is not really putting out a lot of value. You want to help them, and I understand that. But if they're not doing it, you just need to do it yourself. So like when I play supports, especially somebody more like Ana, right? Sometimes I'm like, okay, I've got 2 DPS. If one DPS is doing better than the other DPS, and I've been helping them both equally, I'm going to prioritize the DPS who's doing more. You just are. And if that, or you're going to prioritize yourself, right? Welcome Tracer's the face of it, obviously. It was because of the game I was playing before, the bed we made. It's about lesbians. You want high ground for span and joke and ability to drop if flankers come. Okay. But you could have just done that from around the corner. Did you spam choke? You kind of dropped immediately. Do you get what I'm saying? I understand the process, but it's not working out, so stop doing it, kind of thing. That's something that Overwatch players really struggle with sometimes. Is like they're like, let me keep doing the same thing over and over again and hope it will change. And I am definitely, I do that too sometimes. I'm like, why do I keep taking this flank? So this is good. You're doing fine right there. Feel free to spam at the choke. You don't know where they are at this point, so maybe you get some free damage in. Nothing wrong with that. Because you have a Lucio, you are forced to heal bot a little bit more. I don't hate the Kitsune call. I prefer to use support stuff sometimes more defensively. But, I mean, you won the fight, so it worked out. I'm just trying to think of what they have. sometimes Kitsune will stop them from pushing. So, like, for example, if they nano, like a Sojourn or something, and you Kitsune, it will kind of scare them away. That's my only thing. Do you believe in the polar bear ship, Zarya and Mei? No, Mei seems too young for Zarya. I've actually never heard that. I don't know. Mei, I know, Mei just seems like kind of very innocent and stuff. I don't know. Zarya feels too, like, old and mature. Your teammates ask for the Kitsune? Okay. Totally makes sense. Carbon emissions and all that? For real. Carbon emissions and all that. So now here's when you can get the high ground. Here is after you've taken the kill, you can go up, right? Up here and spam at their door. And try to get some free damage in. That's where you should do it. Because now you're just sitting doing nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. You're just waiting for your team. There's nothing wrong with that, but again, you're playing Kiri. You literally can get up there, spam choke, and run away. You could do that, or you could go up there and do the same thing. So, that's my suggestion. You can be a little bit more aggressive. She is Juno's aunt, I know, but like... I don't know. Like I said, it just feels weird to me. I just don't... Zarya seems too worldly. Okay, you're going to help your Tracer. Nothing wrong with that. I get what you're going for. Okay, trying to get some damage. I wouldn't have cleansed there. You don't need to cleanse every time you TP. A lot of Kiris get in that bad habit of doing that. And they waste it. If you're low and you need to heal yourself, I understand. Do it. But in this case, you know they have an Ana. So... don't save her for anti. Their Ana hasn't really been antiing, but still, I just want you to get in that habit, because if you do end up climbing and you're constantly doing that, you are gonna, you're gonna waste it, and higher ranking players are gonna see you use cleanse and immediately do something. I spent some time researching environmental hassles only whenever I stopped reading my feminism books. Oh my god, a 6'4", a feminist, guys! Shake your dreads. May's 31, Zarya is like 30. I know, but like, it's the mindset. Because again, Mei was frozen for a long time. So she's got like this innocence about her. Zarya's only 30? I thought Zarya was like 50, I'm gonna be real. Healing people here. Yeah, good job! That's exactly what you should have done. Get those picks up. Yeah, exactly. When everyone's healed enough, DPS. Now you can do the same thing. Again, go get up there, spam choke, come back. Get some all charge. Because they're taking a really long time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Looks like they're going to do the same thing again. Apparently there's a journal, sorry, talk about how cute Mei is working out with her weights. Huh. I have not heard of that. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay. You miss Suzu. I think you know that, though. You're not holding a terrible position. I know you got kind of caught out there. You had a good position for doing damage. Just try to hit your Suzus next time. But, I mean, it happens. Yeah, okay, good TP. Yeah, get better. But good. Nice. Yeah, you could play a little... You kind of tend to play, like, right behind your tank. You don't need to do that. You just don't have to. You can give yourself a little space, because you don't really have, like, damage fall off like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be... When he's up here, you can be right here doing the same damage and healing, and then immediately pull to the side. Because, like, you know, they have Maywall, and they have this thing, which can slow you down. You have a Lucio, so that's helping you speed out, but again, it's just stuff to get into that mindset of, because if you do get into higher ranks, right, they're gonna just run you over. Especially Ram, he can punch right through your tank to kill you. You just don't need to be, like, right inside of him, you know what I'm saying? When the fight gets chaotic. And that's totally fair. A lot of Kyries do that. I'm just trying to, like, get you out of that mindset before it becomes an actual problem. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Healing here. Personally would not have cleansed there, because you don't know what they have. Okay. I would have kept backing up. I know you were trying to heal your team. But do you see what I'm saying about how Ram does that and your whole team kind of falls apart and you slow down? So, if you were back here, for example, if you kept backing up, you wouldn't have had to turn around. You could have done more, and or you could have saved cleanse for that moment and kept them alive. It's just things to just show you. You get what I'm saying? It's just to show you. So this, it didn't happen that last fight. It happened this fight. It's just ways to maybe prioritize and think, okay, next time, how can I do it better? You didn't know where to play. I'm not used to playing Kiri Lucio. That is fair. Kiri Lucio is really strong. AR. I don't think you're playing poorly by any means. I don't want this you're not terrible. You're not the reason your team's losing. Nothing like that. I'm just trying to show you moments and engagements that you can just start to take a little bit better. When you are primary heals, your tank should not be ulting here. I don't know why he's doing that. That is really silly of him. When you're primary heals, you have to focus more on staying alive. You just do. It sucks. You may not get to be as aggressive as you want, but that you just do. Be rough on you? No, I don't want to be rough on you. I have an ad. I'm going to snooze it, but I can only snooze a little bit. Sorry. My mic sound bad? Does it really? My mic sound bad? I don't know. Okay, not a bad Kitsune. Not a bad Kitsune. Okay. Do you see though how you're right in the middle of your team? You should be the farthest one back. You just should. Because now you're caught in this. And you don't have cleanse for it. They had beat. So that was good. I think you guys might end up winning that. Oh, no, see, there's the ante. But do you just see how just your positioning on that, the team ended up winning, and that's fine, and that's great. It was a good Kitsune. You just got too excited about the Kitsune, and you wanted to get in there and wanted to do damage. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but in that scenario, you should be ult tracking. You should know, they have this, they have this, they have this. I should be playing in far back so that I can cleanse Mei's thing. And they did rush in, but they had Mei ult to counter your ult. Are you good at ult tracking? Is that something that you do a lot? Because if it's not, you should be. Whether you're playing support or not, you should always be trying to ult track in your head. It's easier on support because you have the tools to counteract it, but you should just always be doing that. Alright, you guys are readying up, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Oh, we got 2 tanks. Oh, I see. I see. Doing a lot of readying up. Alright, are you going to play bad? What is happening? There we go! Alright. Why are we healing in spawn, Pookie? What are we looking at? Again, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. You're just wasting heals because at some point you're going to have to reload. And God help you if you're in a bad situation where those 3 heals you spammed for no reason come in handy. That's all. That's all. Okay. Oops. What the heck? Ah! Why does it keep doing this? Okay. So... I don't hate what you're doing. I don't know if I would have done it, but again, you're kind of trying to make controls in the moment. I like that you're trying to give damage on the Widow. You're trying to keep her from poking. That's really good. Again, though, you're inside of your tank. You don't need to be that close to him. You don't need to be that close to him. You could easily, my goodness, why is this so annoying? Okay. You can easily be playing right here and doing the same thing and get more value because you can shoot. You could play right here, this corner, so every time they peek, you're shooting at them, and you can still see up here, and you can see up here, and still heal your tank. Being back here is fine. You can just spam heal your tank, but do you understand how you can just get more DPS value if you're angling yourself out? I track enemy support tank ults, but rarely DPS. Oh, you should start practicing that. Ult tracking is super important if you want to succeed. It just is. And that will come as you play the game more. Like, you'll just get more used to it, but knowing when they have ults, especially when you're going to play support, is huge. Especially on Ana. Because you're going to sleep a DPS ult more often than you're going to sleep a tank ult. Most of the time. It's a bad reflex tick. That's fair. Okay. Let's find you again. Alright. That's fine. Good heals, good heals. Good job. Did you see the BAP? Maybe you just didn't see him. And that's okay. If you did, you should have tried to shoot at him. But if you didn't see him, I totally understand. Sometimes you just don't see that stuff in game. I'm glad that you got the pylon. Nobody else seems to do that. Okay, so right here, you can jump up and take the high ground if you want. Not bad. I meant that high ground, the other one, but that works too. The only reason I said that high ground is now you're a little bit caught out from your team. That's not a terrible angle to hold. It's not great though. Yeah, your primary Yoso. Okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I would not have lamped there. Lamp is a really good ability. And you see how they have 3 ults coming up? And do you have a 15-second cooldown? You don't think you saw him? That's fair. Try to save Lamp. I know it seems silly. But Lamp, your tank wasn't low enough that he needed Lamp. I know you were scared because he had crit, but he wasn't low enough he needed Lamp. You weren't low enough that you needed Lamp. You just saw Pharah and you panicked. And I get that. But now they have these 3 ults. You get what I'm saying? You have ults. Throwing Lamp down when you window preemptively is smart. Okay, you got lucky that Sojourner did not kill you. I understand the want, but you got lucky. There's an ad. I can't do anything about it. Got you. Okay. Okay. I'll wait till the ad's over because I'm a little confused at what just happened. I'm gonna replay it a little bit. Alright, we're gonna free cam it and we're gonna move over here and wait till he's out of an ad. The heck? Why is this free? Why is it not turning the way that I want it to turn? Why is it being so buggy? Is it because it's a scrim? It's like, dude, it's not letting me free cam correctly. Can I free cam from here? Dude, yeah, it won't let me turn the camera. That is super weird. Alright, I guess I kind of have to just do this then. I'm just going to spectate from them. I'll wait till the ad's over. Oh! I'm so sorry. No, genuinely, thank you for letting me know. I will do that.
Welcome, Crispy Free.
Yes, hi Ichigo. Yes, I am. Speculatist here asked. So I'm doing a review. Yeah, I'm glad you acknowledged that. Because I don't know what okay. So, I'm just gonna watch from the Alari because the free cam isn't working. Okay, so you heard Alari ult. You don't look behind you to see who they got. You just are like, I don't know why you would win. Not only did you win, you didn't lamp! You should immediately be looking around to see because what if she got your whole team? What if she got your whole team and you windowed and your whole team dies and explodes behind you? Right? Then you just wasted window. So that is my confusion. You lamp here in front of a shield. Interesting choice. And then right in front of Ramatra. Okay. Yeah. And that's fair. I'm glad you acknowledged that you kind of panicked there. It wasn't great. That was a little bit of a waste of a window, and I'm glad you acknowledged that. It happens. You shake it off. You move on. Can I ask why you didn't play Ana into this comp? Just in general, like why you weren't playing Ana? Was it something that like your team wanted, or? Okay, good heals. Good heals. You're trying to keep your team up. Nothing wrong with that. That's okay. That's okay. I know that was probably really stressful for you. A lot of alts happened at once. I get it. You're kind of in the moment there. I think you did your best. I don't really notice you jumping a lot on BAP. And I'm not saying you shouldn't necessarily be always jumping, but I definitely feel like you're not really taking advantage of the fact that you can be, if that makes sense. Good job DPSing while your Genji is deflect up. Smart, smart. Okay, do you remember earlier when I chastised you about being on that high ground over there because they were all the way back there? Do you see now though how when you guys are here, being on that high ground is important because of how much you have to look up to see them? That's when you hold that high ground, when they're in this scenario. So that way you can drop behind them or anything. Not when you got a billion things down choke. I sometimes will go with Ana. I'll go up to that high ground, I'll throw a nade, and then immediately drop back down. But if you know that they're, it also depends on whether or not the team can hit their shots. But with what they were running, you're just more comfy on BAP usually. That's fair. But do you see how they're taking advantage of that high ground in a way that you guys weren't able to? That's all I'm saying. Alright. There you go. Good job. You missed? That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. The thought was there. Okay. But you had to waste lamp because you're playing inside your team right now. Do you hear the Pharah? Do you hear the Pharah behind you? Okay, you're managing to get out of this, which is nice. Okay. 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 Your directional sense is bad for mid-air heroes? Okay. That's fair. That was a hot mess. That was such a hot mess. Okay. We're gonna go back a little bit. Okay. So, again, you're trying to get him off the high ground. That's totally fine. But okay, you see the Pharah. You know she's above you. So if you hear her, you see where she's shooting from. You should be more aware of her. You're lucky she doesn't kill you. Do you get what I'm saying? A better Pharah, if you're not looking at me, I'ma kill you. And you're right now, you have a minute 50. You don't need to be on the point. It's not in overtime. You don't need to be trying to fight the Ram by yourself. You can just kind of almost ignore the Ram and keep hopping to heal your team. You try to fight Ram by yourself, you're not going to win that fight. He's a Ramatra, and he's bugged right now with armor. The heals are good. I see the attempt. Your diva flies away, and you're like, okay, well now crap, I'm in the middle of the team. So, Again, somehow you managed to get out of this. I don't know how, but I understood where you were going. And now you want to get the high ground, which is totally fine. I don't know why we're throwing lamp. Nobody's crit enough for you to throw lamp. You don't need to throw lamp. You've wasted lamp. Okay, now you jump up here. I'm gonna be honest. Better, if they were better, you'd be dead. But I see where you're going. So you get up here, you have the high ground. Now you have window. You can window, right? And it looks like you want to. You start the window right on you. Why do you not do that? Why no window?
How
Why?
are you doing today?
You have window, heals, and kill. And that way, and they're scared to push. Because you have window up here. If window up here, if they peek here, you still shoot them. Yes? Like you get what I'm saying? By throwing it down here, who is that helping? Nobody! And I'm sure you panicked. And you drop off the high ground! This is where you can be on high ground. There's no one pushing you. They have to come out to you. If you had window up there, you are helping your team and yourself more. Okay, that's fair. But and then you want to use window so you get off the high ground. I still wouldn't have gotten off high ground if I were you. Because they had that up. Now you win, and it's great, and it's fine. But you were supposed to cancel? Why? Why would you cancel? If it's over. You should have windowed there. The fight's over. Like, the game's over. You should window. So, like, ensure that they can't peek. Now. You won. You didn't play poorly. Especially for your rank. I don't think you did poorly. I just think that there are things that you can do better. A better enemy team would have taken advantage of your mistakes. And I'm just trying to help you not make those mistakes. Oh, game continues. Oh, so you just keep going till it's over? Oh, I see. That's why you didn't want a window. Okay. I understand that. Good job. You're trying to, keep the Sojourn on high ground. Honestly, your tank is doing a bang-up job. You're great pick on the Alari. Fantastic. She's not looking at you. Good aim. Your tank is doing a really good job at making space, though. I do want to acknowledge that for them. You don't need to waste self-heal there. Just saying. It's probably the same thing as Suzu. You just don't need to waste it there if you can help it. I know. Your D.Va's running away. It's a little bit hard, but now no one's on cart. No, that's not a bad lamp. I understand why you did it. If you can help it, don't do it next time, because again, you guys still have 2 minutes, right? It's not like the end of the world. But I get why you did it. Good job. You're trying to make sure that they don't come from that angle. Good job. You're getting ready to jump. That's a bad window by their bat. Good job. Now, you got unlucky and died, but you used Lamp to save your Lucio, and that's just going to happen. You did the right thing. You saw your other support was low. You did your best. So, I understand why you did that. Your D.Va shouldn't have really bombed there. I know they were trying to just keep touching the point, but they should have done that. Yeah, your team kind of should have regrouped to wait for you, but... kind of a waste again of self-heal. You might need that. Good picks, good picks. Okay. Again, you just get... I think you just get a little bit in your team and you don't need to be right here. Your team's on the point. You can keep playing far back and still do the same amount of healing and damage and not be looking around. Your positioning should help you make the most informed choices. So you position where you need to position to not feel lost. That's kind of how it is. I can sit here and tell you like where to position and where you should ideally position, but each game is different. You need to put yourself in a situation where you can get out and or you don't feel like you're doing this constantly. Because that's just going to frustrate you, right? You could have. That's one of those situations, though. I understand why you did it, and I might have made the same choice. So that's why it's like I don't want to down you for that, because like you're never gonna play perfectly, right? Like you saw your other support was in trouble, and you did save them. Like the thing said, like you saved your Lucio. Your Lucio should have tried to get beat faster for that Alari ult, but again, that's ult tracking. Did you know that Alari had ult? Alright. That's the end of that one. Do you have another one? Or if you feel like you're like, hey, I'm done being yelled at, I am happy to stop yelling. Primarily playing ranked with this team. Okay, so I'm hitting on a one. You like being yelled at? I do, like I said, it is an adjustment. Each team is different. I have places that I will normally hold, but again, sometimes your team kind of is going to do something silly. You have to just learn to adjust and adapt. And you can be frustrated about it, for sure. But you have to just kind of... I think your biggest struggle, which I'd like to see when you're on Ana, if you do the same thing or not, it is interesting that you kind of are always inside your tank. The only time you really need to be inside your tank is when you're like Moira. You know, I feel like you're like, I am main heals, I must have heals up butt of tank whole time, and like, you know, like that's just where your head is at. But that's not necessarily the case. But I think you're, like I said, you're doing well with like doing damage and heals. Like you're looking for great times to get picks, and BAP is a really great support to get picks on. So I really think that you did a great job with that. I just think that you just look lost sometimes. When you aren't lost, I think you do really well. I think when you are lost, though, you get overwhelmed and you kind of don't know what to do. Probably Ana is a very interesting support to play. I was a top 10 Ana player in Overwatch once, so I get you. I had to learn and grow and all that stuff. The one where we try Ana Brig. Okay, period. Ana Brig is great. Okay, see now this is working. Okay, it was like not working. My freaking thing on the one. Okay. Can I stop this? Where I tend to visit. Okay, now it's stopped again. It works and then it stops working for some reason. This is where I tend to position when I play Ana on this map, because you have a direct range to anybody that tries to get on high ground. Your tank is usually going to hold over here. You can heal them, and you're protected from pretty much everything because you've got this little corner to hide in. This isn't terrible, but like, do you see how you just got punched by a Doom? If you're over here, that doesn't happen. Right? Anybody that wants to come get you has to come in view of your entire team to come get you, which gives them more of a likely chance of dying. That's just my 2 cents. That's where I position. Don't have to. But you kind of create like a little L kill box, which just makes it easier, because right now, yeah, you see the Tracer. And your Brig is like right next to you. You are lucky that you have a Brig. But you don't need to like see their spawn doors, because what if they went Widow and they stood right here and they killed you? You get what I'm saying? If the enemy team was better, like y'all's heads would be dead by now, because you don't need to be shooting them out of spawn. You can still throw nades and still shoot from that back corner. It's kind of different. Did you ever end up doing the scrim you offered, Lexi? I did community games, if that's what you mean. That Saturday. I played with like 1 or 2 people. Yeah. It's not luck team called to play Ana Brig on this map. Okay, I see. Okay, I'm assuming you hear the Tracer, and that's why you're over here? Which is totally fine. Okay. Totally fine to do that. You're kind of letting your... Okay. You're letting your Brig and Cass deal with the Tracer, which I don't think is a problem. But do you see how you kind of just put yourself in a position? You can keep playing this window. You don't need to come all the way over here to the open where Doom can punch you. Now, Doom can still punch you through the window, but you can just sidestep it. Do you get what I'm saying? And then he goes through the window. You were fine where you were, and then you moved. Oh! Yes. Yeah, I definitely am down for doing that. I think I just need enough people that are, like, interested in it, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm definitely... I'm gonna try to do some of that kind of stuff more, Chico. Also, you didn't need to anti-doom there. You've wasted anti. Your diva's not diving anybody, and you antiing the doom does nothing. Just saying. I see a lot of Annas waste anti on the tank. In that scenario, there's just no point to anti. And you miss your sleep, and that's okay, that happens. Okay. Do you see how if you're playing in the corner, all this is avoided? That's all. I think you did everything you could. If you had your nade, you probably maybe could have saved yourself for a little bit longer. You did not back up fast enough, though. I think you thought, oh, my break can protect me. And your break could have counterpinned and probably should have. But I just feel like you're spending so much time backing up when, like, that shouldn't... You should already be in the position where you don't really have to back up that much. You get what I'm saying? Because in this corner, you can immediately turn around and shoot the Tracer coming up the stairs. Like, you're in a position to help yourself so much better. That's all. Okay. Were you at all worried that the Doom was going to land on you? I think I antsy when I wasn't getting any nade value. You don't have to save nade. You could have thrown nade at the squishies that your diva was pushing. You can do that. You didn't have to. You could. Were you either no, you just get something purple, even if it's not ideal, but for what? You get him purple for 2 seconds and he kills you. You get what I'm saying? I know why, but like that's just the trade-off. It's just like You had one. I don't think you thought you had one, but you did. You just probably need to learn how to arc your nade better. That's all. Were you worried about you did not look like you were worried at all about the Doom landing on you. And he didn't, but he could have. Were you thinking about that at all? I just want to know, like, because if you weren't, you should have been. I was about Doom coming for him, but I thought I hit the sleep. But even if you hit the sleep, he wakes up in 3 seconds, and then you don't have anything to kill him with. Okay. Up here? Stay up here, please. That's a great nade. Pressures the Tracer. Okay, you're falling in with your team, and that's fine. That's fine. You're still playing the cover pretty well. Why? Why do? There's just no purpose. There's no purpose in you trying to sleep that person. You should be playing in that corner and trying to heal your diva. You don't need to worry about the Freya on the point. You're lucky. You should hope the Freya doesn't look at you. Freya can kill you faster than you can kill her. You should hope the Freya doesn't see you. You should try to heal your diva. Now you've wasted sleep, especially when they have a dive comp, to an extent. They have a, And now she knows you're there. You kind of fricked yourself doubly in that scenario. Yeah, there's just no need. You should save it for when you're being attacked. Unless you were sure that you could get the kill, and you weren't because of the positioning you're in. Fine nade to save your diva, but again, if you were in better positioning before, you wouldn't have had to use nade, you could have used it on the squishies. Do you see how things just snowball? And that's kind of where it is. Again, you're not doing terribly, but if you make better choices in the beginning, you have better opportunities down the road. That's all. I figured I could follow up from Cass and kill her. Where is your Cass? I don't know why it won't let me turn the camera. Where's your Cass?
It's delicious.
Oh. Cass was not going to really help you out with that. But even if you get the pick, there's still 3 more people to fight. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's not a reason. You should do stuff with a reason. Especially when you're playing someone like Anna. Alright. Try not to shoot at Doom's block if you can. I'm sure you know that. You stopped. Only do it when you're sure that you can kill him. Okay. Again, you're moving up so close. You could stay back where you were on that like little corner and still hit all these shots. You don't need to be where you are right now. And here's a big fat juicy nade for you. Just saying. Okay. Were you trying to hit them? Or did you just get scared and saw your diva was half? I didn't know where my cast was for sure and you missed. Okay. Yeah, don't do it. If your cast was standing right next to her, then that's one thing. But you're joining into a VOD review, Hammond Freak. Yeah. Try to get the nade. Because either someone can push and kill them, or sometimes when you ante someone, they're scared to peek, and therefore you are getting free value. You just didn't really need to do that. Okay, and now you're instead of going back trying to get the high ground to help your diva, and you're creating a line for them where they have to turn behind, either deal with you or deal with the diva. You're making a hard choice for them and essentially kind of closing them in. You're going down here where you can't really see your diva and you're opening yourself up to anybody coming to attack you. Okay, you make the choice to go up here. It's too late. Do you see though how if you just made that choice earlier, you probably could have helped the situation? Ah, okay, that's fair. A good tip for hitting your nade, this doesn't always work, but it's wherever you want your alt thing at the bottom, wherever that is usually where your nade's gonna hit. Usually. I just eyeball it because I'm used to playing for so long, but don't be afraid to scope in. Do you know the quick scope? I thought they were mostly still low ground. Ah, yeah, you really do need to work on your awareness. Just in general. Just being aware of like where the enemy is, like listening for their footsteps, that kind of stuff. And that comes with just playing a lot. But you can quick scope that kill on the Freya and kill her. You miss. That's okay, it happens. Your team's dead. There's not really a whole lot you could do there. But again, do you see how it just snowballed? How if there were other choices made earlier, that may not have happened. That's all. You should get in the habit. You should get in the habit. I honestly play more scoped in than I do scoped out. But that's just because of my awareness. I know where people are and I know how to quick scope. But it's okay to try to scope in to get that last kill. Like, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I don't want to seem mean. Right now, you're playing Ana, you're not hitting your sleeps or your antes. So you may as well play another support that can live longer. You never know. I understand why you did it, and I'm not talking about this one in particular, but just in general, if you are on Ana, and you are not hitting the two things that make Ana powerful, you are a detriment to yourself and your team. Because if all you want to do is just heal, again, play Bat, play Ilaria, play Moira, play Lifeweaver. You'll have a better chance at winning, your team doesn't need to protect you as much, and you're outputting the same stuff.
Welcome, Pepe Groiper.
I don't know what that means, but thank you, Pepe. No, and I'm not saying to swap. I'm just saying, in general, you're not hitting the things you need to hit to get value on Ana. I know that sounds mean, but it's true. You don't let hipfire because I'm a projectile player in DPS? I got you. Okay. Who's most sad? I don't know what that means. Welcome to the stream, though. Right here, you can scope in. You don't need to play on scoped. I play a lot of projectile characters too. I still know how to scope in. You just have to learn. Okay, do you see right now? You are so lost. You don't know where to go. Go to high ground. Go up through this room, up to the stairs, hold high ground. As Ana. I don't know why this is broken. When I play this, I hold right here on Ana. I can't move it anymore because for some reason it's stuck. You play here because if you need to back into the room, you can. If you need to drop off, you can. There's a health pack back here. Play back here. Play right here. You don't need to be on low ground. Especially with what they're running, you should be on high ground. You should make them have to come get you. There you go. You're getting there, but do you see how long it took you to make that choice? It's just knowing what to do. Knowing what to do. I'm assuming you hear the tracer. Okay, you hear the tracer. Did you see the people off in the corner, though? Good sleep. Like I said, you're... Okay. When you are with a brig and a cast, you need to not worry about the tracer. I know that seems counterintuitive. Side note, if you love projectiles, you'll love Anna's no-scope on the stadium. That's true. Comms being brig, where like it's going to take us ages to get to high ground. Just do it anyway. Do it anyway. I know it sucks, but sometimes that's just like your team's just going to have to wait. Like, when I'm playing with people, I make that call. I'm like, I'm going to high ground, you don't have me for a bit. It sucks. You're going to have to do it, though. Brig, I think, actually can get on the high ground. If she shield bashes and jumps up the corner, she can get up there immediately. Just brig tech if you don't know. I'm going to try to snooze this ad again. Sorry, guys. Okay, but if you are with people, you have to trust them. If they don't kill the tracer, that's not on you. Your job is to focus on everything else. If you have a brig and a cast with you, all three of you looking for the tracer is giving her value. Right? Because all three of you were like, oh my god, a tracer. You have two people that fully counter a tracer, like you shouldn't be worrying about it. You have to, especially on a scrim, you need to just trust them. Alright, and you're getting antsy and you're moving up again. They're coming to you, sweetie. You don't have to move up. You don't have to. You can wait till they get around the corner. As soon as they get around this corner, you have all the sight lines in the world to kill them. The Doom is going to come up to you. You don't need to be here. If you're back there, Doom can't even hit you. I wasn't worried for Tracer, just looking for someone to do damage from my position. Interesting. Okay. Personally, I wouldn't have been just because you already killed the tank. And he was already ulting. It worked out, but it just feels... I don't know. It took you a really long time to build one nano. Like a really long time. You should have had several nanos by now. At least two. So that's my only worry. Okay. You gonna throw a nade? Please throw a nade. Please throw a nade. Please throw a nade. Please throw a nade. Please throw... You see them coming! You see them coming! Why not throw a nade and get the ult charge? A, B, if they're naded, maybe you get a pick and or if they stop coming, your Doom's in there, the Doom's in there by himself, free pick on the Doom. See how things snowball? If you anti them, they don't want to peek, because they can't get healed, right? So now your Doom's out here alone, and he's dead. So sometimes you think, oh, throw anti a tank, throw anti behind tank.
Welcome Panders_neon.
I helping. I would have nanosip cast asked for it. You gotta tell your teammates no. I know you just joined them. But sometimes you gotta be like, no. You don't need it. Okay. And now you're trying to help your Genji. I understand. That's fine. You didn't know he was gonna die. I do that all the time. Honestly, I think I play a lot more passive with this team than I do in ranked. Okay. I get it. Like truly I do. Like you're with them and you're trying to find or vibe with them, so you don't want to like piss them off. I totally understand that. I just want to make sure you're setting yourself up for success. Okay. Oh, wait. If you were back there, that wouldn't have happened. That's all I'm gonna say. Did you know Doom had ult? Were you thinking about him having ult? Lexi hates me, that's why she always says no to me, never get nano. I give you nano all the time, you meatball! You meatball! Panda's my my duo, guys. Ignore him. Are you getting on, Pander? Now, you did get a bunch of ults thrown at you, so it's not your fault that you died. I don't want to make it seem like it's your fault. I'm just saying your positioning could have been a little bit better. Again, if you were back there, there's a better chance that you wouldn't die. That's all. But sometimes as Ana, people are going to throw like 5 ults at you, and like you can't live them all. You're just like, okay, but at least they wasted ults on you. You know? I could have dropped it if it was just Duma. It was free ult. I didn't track. Okay, your ancestors are the meatball people. Mine? Alright, Pander. If you know Tracer and Doom are still alive and possibly could come and kill you, I wouldn't particularly waste Sleep Dart there, especially because let's say you Sleep Dart the Brig. Who's going to kill the Brig? If you Sleep Dart the Ana, the Brig's going to stand in front of the Ana. You get 2% ult charge, and you've wasted Sleep Dart. Do you see? That's all. Okay, there's the Doom. You're playing smart, though, here. That's where you're supposed to be. Okay. Not a bad ante. Again, though, girl. They, them. Girl is gender neutral. I hope you know that. Why are you right here? Why aren't you right here? You stand right here. You can see everything and you can hide in the corner. Cover is your best friend. You're playing in the middle of this giant square. Mine are the potatoes and beans people. Okay, it's my last snooze on this ad, you guys. It's my last snooze. So if you don't want to see an ad, you're going to have to sub. I'm sorry. I got no more snoozes. I am good, Twerk. How are you? Good morning. I'm doing a VOD review right now. And now you're in a bad position. Go to the corner. Play the cover. You don't need to be this close. You're still here. It hurts. You're wasting sleep. That man could punch in and kill you again. You do too many low percentage sleep these days because I used to save it too long. I know. And that's why I said that's something you just, as you play, you gotta just get comfortable with when you want to use it. You're trying to look out for your cast, which is really nice. Good ante. You're getting a little bit excited. I get it. You want to kill the Doom, you want to win. I've done it. But again, just trick your brain. There's no reason to. Do you see how you die for it? That's all. With everybody dead, your team is going to kill this Doom. Again, I get it, you got excited. It's just training the mind. Throw it at an octagon. Did you sleep well, Turk? Did you have nice dreams? I need water, chat! Where is my water? I've been yapping for like 20 years. Alright. I don't play Ana on attack that much on this map because there's just the high ground really drives me nuts, so I tend to play Life Weaver. So my positioning choices here are kind of but you have a sim, so that's good. I'm gonna just keep going forward until you start the game. Cat! Alright, you guys, immediately I'm very happy with this choice. You don't even need to be on payload. You guys can win the team fight and then get on payload. You don't have to do both.
I'm hungry.
You guys are going up to get them off the high ground. I think that's a really smart thing to do. Yes, you big back dinner. Ooh, what'd you eat for dinner? Tell me. I'm so hungry. Let me live vicariously through you. Okay, your diva's antied. You don't need to be healing her. But it's not that big a deal. Okay. You have a Brig. Don't worry about the Tracer. You have a Brig. Okay. Why sleep? If you're gonna sleep, why not anti? And then you can at least kill the diva. If you sleep a tank, you should immediately anti them. You shouldn't have even slept the tank. There was no reason for that. Because, again, they're playing dive. You have 2 DPS that could jump you. You inhaled it. I feel like I rediscovered tasty food. That's so real. So, because now nothing's happened. You've just given their supports more ult charge in healing. And now you don't have it for this. Okay. I get why you dropped. I don't know why your team didn't push with you. I don't think that's on you. If you see they're not with you, you should back up, but I get why you were trying to like move payload. But do you see how all that could have been avoided had you possibly antied the diva? And maybe gotten her demaxed? Okay. It shouldn't have been you. You guys should have just won the fight, though. That's why I said sometimes you just need to tell your team no. That was a good anti on their tank. You almost demaxed her. And that wasn't your fault. I think both your DPS are dead. Yeah. You just like really lost. You just like really lost. Like I said, I don't know why you're just not playing that corner. You're not behind, you should just play that corner. I know Tracer's above you, but you're getting yourself in a silly position. But do you see where their Ana's holding? Do you see how it's harder for you guys to get through because of where she's holding? And how if you had held that? Okay. That's where you could have slept the tank to get her demaxed. When you saw bomb, if you slept the diva in a way, I think she was still up there. If you slept the diva, just helps your tank a little bit so that they can remech easier, and or maybe you get the diva demech because of the bomb. There's an ad and I'm sorry. Sub. I can't do it anymore. I think you should talk to this Ana, because I feel like their positioning is better than yours. At least on defense, do you feel like how they've kind of made choices that have caused you guys to lose? Again, I don't know what you're sleeping. Even if you sleep someone, they have rally. You're not killing them. And what do they have that you need a safe sleep for? Now, you may not hit it. I say that all the time. I'm like, I've got Genji. But you may miss, and that's okay. But at least you need to try. Okay, positioning yourself in the room is good. What could we have done there? I'm gonna get my water. Sorry, guys. We've been yapping all night. You're back? Okay. That Genji flew right at you. You could have hit that sleep and saved the point. You could have. And or you could have positioned yourself back here. You didn't. You went into the room because you got cut up here, and that was smart. But if you were back here, you would have had more space. I'm not sure what the thought process is here. I think I get it. But now you're gonna have nobody to touch the point. Cause you guys all died before your tank, but then I feel like you just wasted time just deciding to go up there and then you didn't commit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, stop moving! Right here! You don't have to move! As Ana, you can stay right here and play this corner. They're not gonna come back to get you, and if they are, they're gonna C9. Stay right here! Don't move up! Why are we moving up? Why are we trying to sleep a diva? That's not gonna do anything! Do you see where their Ana is? Do you see where she is? And how she's able to get more value there. Now she's gonna die here because she took too long to move. But you get just how you haven't seen her this whole time. You felt her antes, but you haven't seen their Ana. That's how it should have been. Do you know she hasn't died yet? You guys haven't killed their supports this whole time, I believe. And like I said, this is a learning experience. But do you understand how the differences in how you guys have played? And see, she's not going to die because she can immediately go to cover. You throw an anti into a diva matrix. And do you see? Look at where you are. You don't know where you are. You're running around. You're doing crazy things. You don't have mobility. You don't need to be running around. You can just pick a spot and heal, especially in overtime. As Ana, you have two choices. You either position yourself well enough that the team can't get you, and or you make it hard for the enemy team to get you so that if they choose to fight you, they C9 or your team instantly kills them. If you're playing far back enough and the team decides to come kill you, their backs are now to your entire team who has free kills on them. That's the choices, Ana, you have to make. Is if you die, you need to be giving your team a hella value even in death. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to be like, I'm gonna die now, but I have given you guys either space and or free kills because of your positioning. There are so many games I play as Ana where we will get the point because I'm making their Doom/Tracer chase me 50 yards behind, and we get the point because of it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's where your mindset should be. You should always be giving value to your team, even in death. If you're getting chased and you can't run to your team, run away from the point! Make them chase you! Make them work for it! I think a lot of choices are bad here, but closing distance to help cast seem necessary? No. Because look... No. Because the free cam is broken. There's the point. I can't... There's your back. Do you see the problem? Right now. You are a free, easy kill. There's no way I could sleep the Nano Diva at a distance, but you don't need to sleep the... You didn't sleep the Nano Diva anyway. First of all, you could have. Second of all, you didn't need to. What's the point? A Nano Diva's not that great. Now, you're lucky you don't die here. Better supports would have killed you instantly. It is genuine luck that they are not good enough to kill you. Your back is to that team. That is a free kill Masters and above. Point blank. Alright. Genji's on you. You doing what you can. Not a whole lot you could do there. You could low-key chuck a nade from here. Yeah. I was like, just see if it hits. At that point, you have nothing to lose. So. Okay. Yeah. Sleeping Diva is priority 1 for me. Why? You didn't do it anyway. Let me... Ugh, this... I don't know why the free cam is so broken. Can I not fast forward? Is it because it's a scrim? I wonder if that's why. Okay, I'm trying to get to this point so I can kind of see... Okay. So you waste sleep already. Which we know. Right. I don't understand how sleeping Nano Diva is a priority. But your sleep cooldown versus the Nano cooldown are roughly the same. By the time your sleep is back, her Nano's done. If you were playing that corner, you could have moved up to here and healed your tank, or and healed the cast. But now, you're kind of in the middle of this. Do you see the problem? And I understand that. You scratching, baby girl. She's scratchy scratch.